I know for a fact that the care will be gentle. It's a great thing to be able to provide something that is not so aggressive, but it's effective.
Tell me, how did you hear about HealthWorks?
So I heard about you guys through North Texas Wellness. We've been working with them for a long time, and I told them what the issue was, and they said, you have to go see Dr. Taylor.
When you first came in, do you mind sharing a little bit about what you were experiencing?
A lot of pain, just felt very traumatized because I hadn't experienced that level of pain before. I was very just overwhelmed with what doctors had to say. You know, I didn't want surgery. So before I got here, it had been maybe 3 to 4 weeks of not sleeping. So I was really emotional. The first thing that Dr. Taylor did was she dealt with, I believe, just how I was feeling. I felt like she listened to what the symptoms were. She didn't approach me in a way that was alarming to me. It was just very calming, and that was big.
Had you had chiropractic care before?
Oh yeah, lots of chiropractic. My husband was a pro athlete, so I'm very familiar with all kinds of body work. And for me, not everything that works for him works for me. My body is much more sensitive. Certain things for him, they don't hurt, they're not aggressive, but for me, they might be really aggressive. So I do think it's important that when you work with a chiropractor, they understand that. They know when to be aggressive. They know when to just say, you know what, you might just need some heat today, you know? So that's important to me.
Do you feel like the care you've received has been gentle or customized enough to your...
I definitely feel the customization. I think whoever you see on that front desk and how they treat you has a lot to do with by the time you get to a doctor. For me, that's one of the things that really stood out in this office. Everybody seems to have Dr. Taylor's temperament in terms of being kind, being patient, answering questions, the follow-up. That's made a difference for me.
Have you noticed changes since you've been coming in?
I have. With what I was dealing with, it was like nothing I've faced before physically. You know, when it's your neck and your back, that's the structure and the core of your body. So that stability, I've gotten more and more stable. I've noticed that for years I walked with a limp, and I just thought it was just the way I walk. And now I'm so aware that, oh, my body feels straight. You know, in going through this process and slowly healing, I think it's been better because it's addressed other things that were going on that I didn't know were going on. So to have my gait corrected is huge because I'm sure that was affecting every part of my body. I'm doing something late in life that is still very athletic, and it requires my whole body, and I want to do it for a long time. If I have to wait 5 months instead of 5 weeks, then it's okay, because I'd rather have the longevity, and I don't do well with pharmaceutical drugs anyway. The thing that I've learned is just to be patient and look for the improvements over time, knowing that they're lasting.
If you had someone who was thinking about coming in to see us, maybe they were unsure or maybe had never been to a chiropractor before, what would you tell them?
I know for a fact that the care will be gentle. For me, I can't stress that enough. It's a great thing to be able to provide something that is not so aggressive, but it's effective. And that's the difference. I do think it's important for the doctors to understand and take their time with each person. That's what I've felt here. So I feel comfortable referring, especially my girlfriends. I would send a baby here. I'd send an athlete. I'd send any person and say, that person, you know, she just seems to know what she does and what she does well. And I think the fact that my whole body has been corrected, that would be probably the biggest point where I would refer people, and I would say, you know what? Go and get your atlas checked. That's the start.
Melani, thank you so much for talking with me today.
You're welcome.